hospital birth. So many women make the decision to birth their babies at the hospital because it makes more sense to them. A lot of women decide to birth their babies in the hospital because it makes much sense to them to birth their babies at the hospital. The hospitals have many advantages, which includes: 1. Epidural and other pain medications can be administered immediately if it's needed. So if you birth your baby at home, in case you need epidural, it is very easy to get it because it is already in the hospital and it's easy to be administered to you immediately if you need it. 2 is your baby's heart rate will be monitored electronically throughout labor and delivery. So whilst you are in the hospital during the contractions, whilst you are laboring, if you have not delivered your baby yet, the hospital will be monitoring your baby's heart rate, like, let's say, almost every 30 minutes or an hour. The third point is, if you encounter any implications or complications, an experienced and highly skilled team of OBGYNs, that is obstetrician and gynecologists and other maternity professionals, are immediately ready and prepared to provide the care and treatment you and your baby need. So if you have a hospital birth and there is a complication, you don't need to call an ambulance to arrive at your home to take it to the hospital. No, you're already there. And if there is complications, you have the like a midwife, an OB, a gynecologist are ready to give you whatever you need immediately. So let's go to the next point. If you choose to birth at the hospital, be sure to investigate all the maternity services available. This is very, very important. If you are planning to birth your baby at a hospital, you have the right to investigate all the maternity services available. Request a tour of the labor and birthing rooms. You can request a tour of the labor and the birthing rooms. You need to check, like, there are some birthing rooms that not all birthing rooms are private. So in case you want to have a private room, you need to take a tour and choose the one that you prefer. And if you are going to birth in a room with about 2-3 people, you need to take a tour. You have the right to do that, right? And then inquire about whether the following benefits are offered, because this can make a positive difference in your birthing experience. 1 is the birthing seat. Is it comfortable, and does it include all the amenities you and your family need? You will also have to have a privacy. If you want to have a hospital birth and you want to have it privately, you can have it. Like, if you are going to birth your baby in a birthing suite, you can have the privacy to birth your baby. You may be able to live in the room alone, and you can have maybe about 2 birth partners, like a husband, a mother, or a close friend, or a sister. Like, you can have 2 of them available in case you want them. That's if you birth your baby in a birthing suite. So if you are planning to birth your baby in the hospital, you can inquire about all these things. Do they have a birthing suite? And if you see the birthing suite, is it comfortable enough for you? Does it include all the amenities that you need to birth your baby? Or does it include all the amenities you and your family need? You need to inquire about all these things, and trust me, you have the right to do so. In America, you can inquire about all these things. You have the right, the freedom to do so. Number 2 is neonatal intensive care unit, the NICU. In case your baby needs immediate critical care, giving birth in the hospital with NICU can make all the difference. Like, let's say you have a preterm baby and you need an NICU. Does the hospital have that? You need to consider that. So before you even reach your due date, if you're planning to birth in a particular hospital, you need to know if the hospital has all these things offered. Do they have all these facilities? So that in case that your baby needs a critical care, it will be available for you. They don't need to transfer the baby to a different hospital whilst you are in a different hospital. That will be so uncomfortable. You will not be at ease knowing your child is in a different hospital whilst you are in a different hospital. So if the hospital have all these amenities, you don't need to, your baby doesn't need to be transferred. You feel at ease knowing that you are in a hospital, though your baby is not with you. You know that your baby is maybe in this room, and you can go and see your baby whenever you want to go, right? But if your baby is in a different hospital and you are in a different hospital, that would be so uncomfortable. That would be so, I don't know how I'll feel if I am in that position, right? So you need to inquire about all these things. Do your hospital have all these amenities? Yes, you need to inquire about them before birthing there. So you need to consider all these things if you are planning to birth in a particular hospital, because it makes a lot of difference. The third one is postpartum nurses. Postpartum nurses are specially trained to help you make the transition to postnatal care as smoothly and safely as possible. Do the hospital have postpartum nurses? These are the nurses, in case you are a first time mom, you don't know anything about motherhood, in case you don't know anything about breastfeeding. After giving birth, these postpartum nurses will help you. They will teach you how to even breastfeed a child. They will teach you everything that you need to do to breastfeed, to have enough breast milk, to breastfeed your baby healthily. These nurses will be able to teach you all that. Trust me, when I had my third born, my son, like, though it was my third time, my second, I really struggled to get breast milk. But the third time, the nurses taught me so many things after giving birth, and I was able to get my breast milk, like, let's say in a week. But under normal circumstances, when I give birth, like, my breast milk come within a month. But this one, it didn't take much long, and I was able to learn so much about breastfeeding. So these are the people that we call postpartum nurses. The hospital have postpartum nurses who will be able to assist you immediately after you give birth. They will teach you so much about breastfeeding. They will teach you so much about postpartum. They will teach you so many things about motherhood and postpartum. They also have skills and medical tools required to immediately address any concerns or problems that may happen. Number 4 is educational resources. From pregnancy and childbirth to caring for your newborn, a good hospital will offer in-person and virtual classes on a variety of topics that help to give new parents the support they need. This usually happens during the antenatal section. So if you are pregnant and you are going to hospital, you need to inquire about all these things. Whilst you are going to the antenatal, every good hospital will be able to teach you virtual classes on a variety of topics that help to give new parents the support they need. This usually happens during the antenatal. So if you are inexperienced, if you don't know anything about pregnancy and birth, a good hospital that you attend will be able to teach so many things about pregnancy and birth whilst you're pregnant, and you'll be able to know more about it before you even deliver your baby. So you need to inquire about all these things. What hospital are you going? Which hospital are you going? Do they teach you all these things? Do they have all these amenities that you need in case you want to have a safe and comfortable birth? You need to consider all these things. Good on. So, many people send me emails asking me, like, which one is good? Hospital and home birth, which one is good? Both are good. But I think the hospital have all the amenities that you really, really necessarily need when you are in labor. And in case there are any complications, I am not speaking against anybody. I'm not speaking against hospital, home birth. Neither am I speaking against hospital birth. Both are really, really good. If you are safe to have a home birth, of course you can have a home birth. But if you are not, if your pregnancy is a high risk pregnancy, why take the initiative? Why have a home birth when you know well that it's not safe for you? Why have a home birth? If you have a high risk pregnancy, if you have diabetes, why try a home birth? No, it's not good for you. Go to the hospital to birth your baby. And if you but if you have a low risk pregnancy and you speak to your hospital, you speak to your doctor, and says yes, you can go ahead and have a home birth. Of course, you can have a home birth. And if you want to have your baby in the hospital too, you can have your baby at the hospital. And a lot of women say the reason why they prefer to have a home birth is because they want to have a privacy. They want to be in power. They want to be able to speak up for themselves. Yes, they want to have that. And that is very, very important. That's the reason why people prefer to birth at home. But let me tell you that you can also have all these things in the hospital as well. But then not every hospital. Excuse me, I remember. Okay. You can have the privacy you need if you birth your baby at the hospital. That is if you hire a birth seat to be able to birth your baby. You can have the privacy. You'll be able to be surrounded with midwife, your doctor, and maybe your husband, your family, or any family member or a close friend or relative. But then if you are to birth in a room with about 3-4 people, there's no privacy there, right? But if you want to have a privacy, you can have a birthing suit where you can be able to have the privacy that you need. So you can have both privacy in the hospital and at home. There are so many advanced hospitals. So it depends on the kind of hospital that you choose to birth your baby. You can have everything that you need. You can have the privacy that you need. If you choose to birth your baby at a hospital, you can still have the privacy you need. So I believe this video was very educative, very inspirational to you, and very motivating to you. Well guys, so we are going to the third live, which will be coming very soon, how to grow on YouTube. And I have a very important messages for all YouTube creators and other social media creators. Please stay tuned for the next one. So I'll see you again in another one. Bye.